Hi guys, today we will be learning how to write an editorial. So my name is Nellie. Currently, I'm in my college dorm. I know, it's very ugly, and that's why the wall is so empty. Not at home, miss it, but what can we do? So before we get started, I will share some personal details about me so you guys can get to know me better. I was the chief editor of my high school newspaper my junior and my senior year. That means I was just head of distribution. I would edit other people's articles, make sure everyone's on track, and actually write the articles, because if not, what's the school newspaper for? I started my own column in that high school newspaper, and it was called The Melting Pot Mix, and it just basically focused on America's diversity and certain problems like the Uyghur crisis in China, or even problems here in the USA with just, racial and cultural and economic implications, actually. So I started that. The summer of my junior year, I went to the program called Princeton Summer Journalism Program, which was held in Princeton University. For 10 days, I was surrounded by other people who had experience in journalism. The people who ran the program were actually well-renowned journalists from the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, just a bunch of really brilliant people. They held workshops, they looked over our articles, they took us out onto the street, and we had real hand-on experience with reporting and interviewing, so it was just a really cool experience. All 4 years of my high school career, I took advanced English classes because I love English, I love to read, I love to write. And yeah, those are the details that I chose to share with you guys. Why did I not choose to tell you guys that I have 2 cats, or that I live in Illinois, or that my favorite show is The Vampire Diaries? Like, why did I choose these details? Because something that we're about to learn is in editorial writing, you need to boost your credibility, your trustworthiness. What makes you the person to talk about this topic? And as you can see, I have so much experience in writing and journalism, and editorial writing is just a category of journalism. So this is going to be very important to a foreshadowing of the lesson. So before we begin, what is an editorial? Like, have you ever heard of it before? It's okay if you haven't. So an editorial is written in the first person, and in normal English classes, they tell you to avoid this because they want you to be very objective. But it's okay in editorial writing to write in the first person because it's your voice. And it's not a traditional English class. It's an outlet of journalism. It's something you would do in the school newspaper, or I think my junior year, we actually had to do a semester of writing editorials. So it's relevant to high school and activities. It's opinion-based. It's your own opinion. That's why you have to write in the first person. It's persuasive. You are trying to convince someone to take a stance, either to do something or to not do something. It's subjective. Okay, so we have news writing that is considered objective, where you have to tell the facts. But subjective is your opinion. It's where your voice is shining through. You're being completely biased. What is bias? Something that favors your own stance. So if you look at news writing, if they were to describe me, they would say that Nellie has a black hijab, she's wearing a dark blue long sleeve shirt, and she has glasses. But now if we were to do subjective writing, editorial writing, I would put my own opinion in. I would say Nellie has these cool vintage glasses. Like, look, I am working these out. And her hijab, like, it is so flowy. Like, come on. So you see how I'm putting my opinion in, and I'm not just, saying straight facts. And that's okay. It's completely fine to do this type of writing. Like I said, it's biased. So you're not going to be in the middle. You can't just say, well, this is true, but also this. Like, you have to take a stance. It has to be like, yes, I completely agree with this, or no, I completely don't agree with this, because this is subjective. If you were in the middle, that's objective writing. That's stuff you would do in your English class for, analysis. And like I said, this is journalism. This is for certain units in your English class, not the overall theme of writing in English. So you take a side. Like I said, you have to be like this or you have to be like this. You can't be in the middle. Current issues are being discussed. These are issues about COVID and if businesses should have their doors open or if they should not have their doors open. If people should be wearing their masks in public or if they should not be wearing their masks in public. These issues are really current and it's going to be relevant to the times. And that's okay because that's what like makes the writing so much fun. Okay, so think pro death penalty versus anti death penalty. You're taking a side. Not to say that you could argue a pro for any topic that you're talking about, and you could mention the other side briefly, like, okay, while my side might be true, the other side might say blah 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 blah, and that's perfectly okay because you're still strengthening your own argument by recognizing the other argument, and that is what an editorial is, guys.
Want more tips on how to write an editorial for your high school newspaper or beyond? Sign up for Nellie's class.